Hey guys, how y'all doing? I'm here to give you guys a recap on the new episode of Nanatsu no Taizai, Imashime no Fukkatsu, or you can call it the 7 Deadly Sins, Revival of the Commandments, which is on episode 12. This episode right here, oh my gosh. Next episode, oh my gosh. Then after that one, OMG! Okay, I know I'm like freaking out like an idiot right now, but I'm just saying I'm really excited for the future episodes to come. If anything else, let's just get this recap started right away, okay? We have to it that after Meliodas gave out his small greeting to the 10 Commandments, he ended up teleporting right away. And we have to it that Galen gets so mad and asks Meliodas to locate Meliodas, and Meliodas is like, oh what, you're gonna get your butt handed again, is that what you want? And we have to it that Zeldris says, she's right, this guy is literally out of your league right now. So, here's the plan. We're all going to take separate ways and recover our magic abilities and conquer Britannia. That is our goal. And we have to it that Fraudrin asks Zeldris, like, is this a declaration of war? And Zeldris is like, no, this is no war. It's a freaking extermination. And we have to it that Galen tries to proclaim that if he felt like it, he could have defeated Meliodas. But we have to it that Droll, that guy, that blue commandment guy whatsoever, says, hey, I know how you feel, but you should not lie. You do understand that if we break our own laws, we will incur the same curses as anyone else. You do realize that, right? And we have to it that we get confirmation that the 10 Commandments can also be inflicted by their own commandment should they actually like break their own laws. So it's not all out that powerful as it could affect them too. And we have to it that Zeldris says, okay, in the name of the Demon King, let's commence the conquering of Britannia. And we have to it that Zeldris asks his brother Estarossa or something like, are you gonna do anything? And he goes like, it's been like 3,000 years that I've been sealed. Let me enjoy the scenery and air for a while, okay? Then a little bird just went on his gauntlet and then it ends up transforming into a monster and Estarossa tells it to shut up and he kills it. And we see to it that that Dedier and Mons Pete are at some kind of village nearby while we see Galoxinia and Droll enter a fighting arena which is being set up. And we see to it that Fraudrin ends up entering a certain village where there's 2 knights of the Pleiadian skies whatsoever who is under the orders of Denzo's strategy, etc. to get ready to go after Fraudrin, which they know it's Dreyfus, but yeah, you guys know what happened. And we have to it that Meliodas comes back and ends up being scolded by King and Jenna for being reckless right there. And we see to it that Hawk comes out of the freaking training cave and Meliodas ignores him, etc. And we see to it that Grimmore is turned into a baby or a kid, while Arthur ends up having a cat on top of his head. While Gother, he did not have much change about him. And we see to it that Elizabeth has a change of clothes right there, and Hauser says, ooh, what a treat for my eyes, but Meliodas freaking eye gouges or eye pokes him by saying, this is education, stay out of it, don't you dare look or freaking leer. And we see to it that we get to know Elizabeth's training result. She says, I failed, and everyone went on the ground, and Meliodas asked Elizabeth, you failed? She said, yeah. Completely? It was such a funny moment, but it was a sad moment too because she did so hard on that training. But we have to it when everyone ends up leaving right now. We have to it that that Jenna was talking to Zanelli why she did not put the seed in Elizabeth's training where she's supposed to make it sprout. And we had to it that Zanelli cries in agony and remorse by saying, I know Meliodas would not give his heart to me, but I'm pretty sure you understand, right? Why Meliodas is so on to protecting Elizabeth is because she is Liz's reincarnation. a lot of you anime onlys will be very shocked about this, but I can't say any more than I have to because it will only spoil a lot of what's to come in the future. If you really want to find out, you might as well read the manga. But aside from me being off topic of my recap, we have to it that everyone gets ready to continue the journey while we get to know Hauser and Gil Thunder's power level so far. And we get to know that that Gil Thunder's power level increased from 1970 to 2330, while Hauser increased from 1910 to 2350. So we had to it that these guys improved very much dramatically. Well, we get to know that Meliodas' combat level has been has been back to normal as well. But let's get to Hawk's transformation and his training result, okay? We get to know that Hawk explains that he got eaten by a tyrant dragon, but he ate his way out, and that's how he managed to get where he is today. Even Oslo says, "You're the best, big bro," blah, blah, blah. It was so funny and hilarious, dude. Even Oslo was training with Hawk right there, and I think it was funny. And we see to it that, that Hawk earned the ability to transform a bit when he ate that dragon. And then he shows his powers up of blowing fire out of his nostrils, which burns him up. And he has the ability to fly with his wings, but he doesn't fly that high. It's so hilarious, dude. I just love it. Hawk was also looking at Meliodas' power level, and he's at 3370 still, and he has not changed a bit after he gained his power. But Merlin explains to Hawk that he's missing a digit, and we get to know that Meliodas' power level is around the freaking 32,500. So everyone's pretty shocked right now, and Meliodas says it's time to look for Escanor. And we have to it that Hawk asks, "Hey, aren't you enough? What's with Escanor? What's with the deal with Escanor?" And Meliodas explains that Escanor is actually stronger than me. I'm thinking about oh boy, here we go. And we see to it that we get a scene after Meliodas explains that Escanor is stronger than him, that there's a dead man walking towards a mother and a son. And they go like, "Wait a minute, you're supposed to be dead, go away." And they end up having, all of a sudden, when they said that, their eyes end up being burnt out or something, or go blind all of a sudden. And we see to it that Meliscula is actually summoning the souls of the purgatory, apparently, and ends up sending the souls to "I give you life once more. Let your rage continue on and celebrate your existence in life, blah, blah, blah." And that's when Garland was wondering, "So, this is what you've been doing, huh?" And Garland ends up eating a freaking soul, apparently. Which we see to it that one soul goes to Elaine's body, and that is pretty much Elaine herself. We see to it that the fairies were actually in awe to see Elaine alive, but apparently Elaine has a different personality, one that is very, very, very vile. The moment she wakes up, she goes like, "You guys been talking to Bond, huh? I'm mad." And then she ends up blasting all of the fairies away to knock them out. And we see to it that Harade gets hit a second time because Elaine says, "You just heard Bond, you little..." And then hits her with the freaking Imperial Wrath of Zephyr whatsoever, etc., you know? And we see to it that that Elaine says, "Wait for me, Bond," while she puts on a different dress and calls Oslo. And we see to it that Hellbrum was trying to tell King, hey, do not, and we have to it that Hellbrum tries to tell King, "Do not let Oslo go," but it was too late. We see to it that Oslo, on the other hand, is teleporting somewhere that someone is calling him. And Hellbrum explains that someone is being resurrected, and the person who's calling Oslo is alive. And that's when King goes like, "Oh, hell no, you can't be serious." And he ends up having to tell Meliodas and the others that he's gonna have to take separate ways for now. Meliodas wants to come, but King goes like, "I don't trust you, okay? I don't need your help." Elizabeth tries to tell him otherwise, but King just leaves right away. And we see to it that Bon puts a grave for Zhivago and tells him, rest in peace, Zhivago. While Jericho calls him a good man, while Bon goes like, yeah, if it wasn't for Zhivago, I'd be dead long ago. But Jericho's like, I'm saying you're a good man, not just him. And we see to it that Jericho gets attacked by a revived zombie, apparently, which Bon ends up realizing that this is one of those rumors of the corpse, and that freaking zombie human attacks Bon and pierces his body. But we have to it that Bon goes like, so this is what happens too. Your power and strength becomes a little bit stronger, huh? And he ends up killing the human zombie by crushing his head. And we see to it that Jericho asks, are you okay? And we have to it that Bon says, yeah, I'm fine. What about you? And we have to it that Bon, on the other hand, pushes Jericho aside while there's two hands about to kill Jericho. And we see to it that Bon's like, no way. You're here, Elaine? And they end up sharing a kiss, and Elaine says, I've been wanting to see you for a while, Bon. And she kisses him once more while Bon also kisses her back in reciprocation of how much he loves her and hugs her deeply, while Elaine does the same thing, and the episode ends off there. There's one thing I am kind of like a little upset about, where when there's Elaine and Bon, is like, I think when Bon pushed Jericho aside, he apparently got an injury where he's scoffing out blood. Where is that scar? I mean, that scar, because that in the manga, there's supposed to be like a freaking somewhat of a gashing cut on his neck or something. A1 Pictures, did you just miss that or something? Dang it. Aside from that, it's still a cool episode, and the preview of the next episode, but there's a post-credit scene that says, my sweet gluttony is open, and we have to that a man was talking and says, what's going on, dude? What's with the ominous presence outside? And it ends up the episode, before showing the preview of the next episode, a huge axe. Yes, people, yes. Those of you guys who are just anime onlys, he is about to come, okay? He is about to come. I know that I'm freaking out like an idiot, but you will find out why, okay? Okay. So if anything else, let's continue on. Preview the next episode is called Farewell, My Beloved Thief. So I already know what's going to happen, but it's not going to be a very pretty one. That's all I can really tell you. So until then, I'll see you guys in the next video. So I'm Alpha Zero, people. Have a good day, and I'll see you guys next time, right? Peace out. Bye-bye. Toodaloo!